In this video, we're going to talk about navigating your viewports. My personal favorite way to navigate within the viewports is using the mouse all by itself. Well, the mouse and keyboard shortcuts. Another way that you can move around and work within your viewport is using the view cube. Between the view cube and the tools down here, I have the pan hand that I can move around. I have orbit, or arc rotate it used to be called. I still call it arc rotate all the time. I also have the ability to zoom in on an object. I can zoom the entire view. I can zoom multiple views. I can zoom to selected objects. I have field of view. So pan, rotate, pan, orbit, and zoom are going to be the three tools that you use the most within your viewport. Now for me, the Alt key and the wheel as a button is the same as orbit. Just the wheel as a button all by itself is the pan hand, and the wheel, as I roll it up and down, is zoom. To me, that's much more efficient than trying to move over here and grab one of these tools. Again, Alt and the wheel as a button is orbit. The wheel as a button by itself is pan, and the wheel as I scrub it up and down is zoom in, zoom out. If I hold down Control Alt together and the wheel as a button, I get a smooth zoom in and out as I move the mouse up and down. So it's a little bit smoother and I get a little bit finer control rather than just using the wheel and scrubbing it. You can see there that it kind of steps in and out with each notch on the wheel. I can still always use the little house icon here to go back to my home view. There are other ways to navigate within the views as well. Now, Alt-W will minimize and maximize my view. So if I right-click to activate a view, I can hit Alt-W to maximize it, and then again to minimize it. The minimize-maximize toggle is also right down here in the bottom corner. So with any view that's active, I can hit Alt-W to make it maximum or minimum. Now, each viewport has its own view cube. The view cube for each viewport is labeled to show which view is actually active. That is also showing right here in the upper corner. And from there, I can click on the word front, the word top, the word left, and choose a different viewport projection. So for my front view, I can go to a back view. It says I can go to an orthographic view. I can go back to perspective. I can go to my top. I can go to front. And if you look here, any one of these that has a letter on the side over here, that's the keyboard shortcut for being able to go to that menu item. So if I want to switch back to my front view, or let's go to our top view, and then we want to switch back to our front view. So if I just hit the letter F on the keyboard, it switches to the front view. If we're over here and I've arc rotated around a bit or orbited in my view, again, I can always use the home button and or I can grab the view cube itself to move things around. And then we'll go back to the home button. Alright, well that should do it for navigating the viewports. Now again, like with all things, you should experiment to find out the way that suits you the best. If you prefer to use the icons down here for navigating your view, by all means do so. Personally, I like the ability to Alt and use the wheel for orbiting, panning, and zooming because it's always right there in my viewport and I don't have to drive my mouse over here. It's just more efficient.